Hello? There we go. Well, apparently I've been talking without sound for a little while. Aren't I smart? Razman, thanks for pointing that out. There's no sound on your mic, but I can tell what you're saying. I should change all of it for a single. Yeah, actually I was thinking the entire internet should just be a singleton. It really should. I can hear the background music, not the... Yeah, I had the mic turned off. I thought I turned it on. So what I'm trying to do, I've added some let me show you now that I have all, now that you can actually hear what I'm saying. I added this little guy. His eye follows me, right? Like he's looking where I'm looking, but I'm not able to reliably interact with him. And I don't know why. So what I want to do is I want to have a line drawn out directly. Should I really need that, though? Now that I think about it, I don't need that. Well, let me see what the AI says. Absolutely. Let's see. Create, name it Ray Visual, add component line renderer. Yep. In the hierarchy, right-click your main camera. Hierarchy. Configure the line renderer. Positions. Value 2. Positions. Is that size? Position. Okay. Property. Positions. Value 2. I don't know what that is. Material. Create a simple unit color material. You know what? I'm going to abandon this idea. It's a distraction. The point is that my player character, it makes me feel like there's something I'm fundamentally not understanding. But the thing is it works fine with the lamp, with the drawer, but it's definitely not, the raycast is definitely not seeing him when I do it. And I'm not sure what that's about. So, well, first of all, maybe what I should do is I should clean up the interactor script, because it's a mess right now. This whole script is a mess. So I think what I'll do, okay, so if the hit collider is an NPC, no. So this is where it gets tricky, because I have to clear focus. Let me see. Else if this is the one. Can I do this in C#? I don't know if I can do this in C#. I know I can in C++, but basically you can define these. You can define these inline variables and if statements, so they're perfectly scoped within your if statement. I don't know if that works in C#. It looks like it does not from all the red lines. Interactable is a type, which is not valid given the context. So, and that's fair. I guess I can do this. Oh, wait, if I'm in a function, then I can, this actually gets a little easier, because I can just return, where would I return from? If sun, I would return from here, right? We'll just leave that for, so I still can't undo anything I've done, but okay, so now we get to the interactable thing. Interaction, if the interaction's not null, okay, and then we should be able to clear focus. Okay. All right, so let's review this. So first we're looking for a friendly NPC. If it collides with something with that tag, then fine. Otherwise, we try to get an interactable component. And if that, okay, I see. I don't need this. Ooh, do I? No, I don't. I don't need this. Okay. Crosshair highlight color. Oh, wow. No, I just realized something. So the raycast, I can't do it like I'm doing it. I have to kind of stick with what I was doing before. Okay. Yeah, I got to change this. I got to change this logic all around because as I'm moving, I need to be able to highlight. So I have to do the raycast no matter what. Which I'm doing. Oh, no. But the thing is, this is all called only if I'm holding a key down, which is wrong. So I'm going to have actions that happen whether or not a key is down. So I should just do this. I'm just going to put it in a function. And it basically is going to be the same thing as what I have in the function already. But this gives me an opportunity to kind of rewrite it and make it a little cleaner. So what I just said, I have to always, I'm thinking, so I'm not talking to anybody necessarily. I'm just kind of thinking. Rod Bajan, you cannot be heard. You're muted. Yeah, no, I figured that out. I figured it out thanks to Razman, but thank you for pointing that out. That was a little embarrassing. If you're on mobile, let me post the desktop stream. Desktop stream is here. If you're on your desktop and but you're watching on the mobile stream, I posted a link to the desktop stream so you can actually see the screen. Let me pin that up. So that should be available if you want to hop on over to the desktop stream. All right. So I always have to have the raycast. If the raycast hits within the interaction range, which I have really high. Oh, no, I did change it. So like I said, this should give me an opportunity to kind of clean this code up. But I have a feeling I'm going to end up doing exactly what I did down here. So if interactable is not equal to null, so this is where it gets, and interactable is not equal to current focus. So current focus is just, and this is one thing I got to do. I do not like, I need to put a little frickin' underscore in front of the current focus name. I would do it, I'm kind of tempted to do it with the public members, but actually I think the naming convention should be, is these should all have, public members should have a capital name, like a capital first letter in their name. And then private members should have an underscore. Funny how YouTube algorithm always shows your mobile stream, but not the desktop. That's weird. I don't understand. I've noticed that too. Like if I'm on a stream and I look at my phone, I don't know. I'm not going to be able to stream for much longer, guys, because I think about 20 minutes ago, I was like, hey, to my wife, I was like, hey, I want to go to Target and like run I got to get some pet food. I was like, hey, I want to go run a couple of errands. Do you want to go? And she's like, yeah. And I said, okay, well, maybe we'll go in like, an hour. And that was 20 minutes ago. And I still have to shower and get ready. So I only have like a half hour. So I should probably get busy and stop talking as much. Razman, I was talking about you last night because I came across something that I wanted to present to, or something that I wanted to talk to you and Not Sure about. What was it? It was kind of a optimization. I hesitate to call it a lesson, but it was like something that I wanted to show you guys and see if like you guys could figure out what needed to be optimized in the sample code that I had. But I'll wait. But now Not Sure is not here, so you guys got to be here at the same time. You guys need to coordinate that. I'm kidding. Okay, so we have the interactable component. So I guess what we've been doing is we've been caching. Okay, and that makes sense. We've been caching the previous thing we interact with. So that makes perfect sense. This is another problem. Like I started making these changes. I didn't read the code. I mean, I kind of like glanced over it to get an idea what it was doing, but I think like for this kind of surgery that I'm doing, I need more, I need a deeper understanding of it. So let me see. Let's put the underscore here, put an underscore there. Okay. So this is basically clearing the focus. If now we have, if we're looking at a new thing, clear the focus of the old thing and then on focus. Okay, so that makes sense. Perfect. Crosshair image equals highlight color. Okay, that makes sense too. I don't think I need to do that all the time. Like, I don't need to do that every time, right? Like, I only need to do it. Where does it get reset? It must get reset somewhere. Yeah, on clear focus. Okay, yeah, I don't need to, because the original code, which the AI generated, was doing this, was setting the highlight color like every time for every frame that you were looking at an interactable object, it's setting that highlight color. It only needs to do it once. So like these little small optimizations that I'm sure what has happened is AI just, it gets trained on code from the internet. And I think probably a lot of that code is shit. So not all of it. And not, maybe that's a pretty like, yeah, it's all shit. My code, however, is the best code and you would be lucky to have my code. Right? I shouldn't say that, but I do have a feeling that like a lot of the code that it's like a lot. If you look on GitHub, like a lot of that code. Let me put it this way: there are fewer professional programmers than there are programmers, and I would say that most of the code on GitHub it's written by people that are written by hobbyists, and I think another thing is like if you don't program professionally, it's hard. It's hard to develop good habits because you don't have any frame of reference, right? Actually, I want to go the other way. You don't have any frame of reference. You just kind of have like what you think is best. But if you actually work with people, then you actually, you'll pick up on things, right? Now, I'm not saying that everything that you learn from other people is good. Oftentimes that's shit too. But you will pick out, it's easier to develop good habits when you work with other people. Okay, so this does that. And then this else clear focus. If interactable is null, what is clear focus doing exactly? If current focus is not equal to null, it's defocusing, it's resetting it, and then it's resetting the default, the crosshair color. Clear focus. Where would clear... Okay, so we're looking around. Clear focus would only happen... It should only happen when I'm not looking at something. Right? Wait, how did it do it begin? Oh, okay. So that's what I'm missing. Yeah. So if interact... Okay, so that makes sense. So if interactable is not equal to null. I work with Unity 6 and ChatGPT. ChatGPT never uses new Unity 6 references. Yeah. No, I have in this project settings here. So you know how in ChatGPT you can create a project, and I've created a project for this. If the sidebar would open, you can see here, right? And then in the settings for the project, you can give it instructions. And I believe I've said somewhere in here, yeah, return instructions applicable to Unity 6000, and it never, or Unity 6, whatever. It never does. Like it's always old Unity stuff. Okay. Well, you know what? I think what I'm going to do, if interactable not equals null, yeah, no, I think I got to keep that. So if interactable is null, I need to clear it, but then it's going to clear it all the frickin' time. Right? Because if I do this, then it is... Then if I'm looking at the sky, it's calling clear focus. Well, actually, I guess not. It's only... But okay, if I'm looking at a wall, it's going to keep calling clear focus. I guess it's not the end of the world because, well, it's setting the color. Well, I think I'm thinking about it too much. All right, this is another thing. So, you know, every guy listening has heard of premature something, right? You know, and you know what I'm talking about. Well, there's also something called premature optimization, which is basically trying to optimize code before you even know if it's a problem. And I feel like that's what I'm doing right now. So I'm going to stop doing that. Horizon Skills says, what you doing? I'm writing a game. I've been working on a game for a while now. Feel free to join over to the desktop stream. So premature. So there's a few things in programming that I think is really difficult to recognize, and it comes with experience. It's premature to recognize that you're doing something like premature optimization. That I think recognizing that you're doing that, it's one of those things that just comes with experience. I think the other thing, and this was something that I've seen a lot of junior programmers do. I remember one guy particularly I worked with. He was very guilty of this, but he was young and he was, I know he will get better. He's a smart guy. But he's a young programmer, but oh, wow, that was bad. But the other thing is over engineering. You have to be able to recognize when you are over engineering something. And I think I see that more in young programmers than I see something like premature optimization. Like over-engineering is a very common trait of young programmers because, like, when you're writing, you want to do everything. Like, you want it to be cool and you want it to be awesome. And especially like, oh, I just learned how to use templates, or I just learned how to use abstract base classes, or, things like that. And so, if you just learn about pure abstract base classes, now you're going to go and you're going to write one, and then you're going to have another class that derives from it, and that's going to be the awesome thing. And that's actually an example I've seen before where, like, you write this interface, or a pure abstract base class, the same thing, but you write this interface class, and then you have another class that derives from it, and then that's it. And I remember, like, pointing this out to that same guy, and I'm like, well, why do you have this abstract base class? Like, why? Well, because I thought we might, and this is the thing, I thought we might eventually extend it, or we might eventually do this. And, like, the thing is, don't plan for what you think you might do, plan for what you're actually doing. And so that's why I told him, I'm like, well, remove the abstract base, just put everything in one class for now, and then in the future, if we have to do it, then we can go and we can abstract it out. Because also with that is if you try to start out doing it, like, and that's a good example. If you start out trying to have, like, inheritance where you only have one class type, because you think, well, maybe eventually we'll be able to, like, do this, and this, but what you're doing is you don't have, like, when you're just writing it, you don't have a very good, clear picture of how it's going to be used. So go ahead, start out with just one class, and then eventually you're going to know how it's used, right? Because you're writing that one class to be used elsewhere. So, and then 6 months down the road, after you've, moved on from that, and now suddenly, oh yeah, I do need some type of inheritance for this class. But the advantage, and yeah, you're going to have to go back and you're going to have to pull things out. You're going to have to figure out what the interface is, but you have a better vision of what the interface should be, because now you have this like 6 months or 3 months or whatever it is. You have this time that has gone by, and you've seen how the class is used and where it's used and what it needs to do. So you have a better idea, and you can design better for that. So that's just like a little kind of tip from like an old guy. I'm going to spill some wisdom out here, boys. It's just going to be Wisdom Saturday. I've already drank so much soda today. It's kind of disgusting. All right. Let's make sure that I'm still able to interact with the lamp and all of that. I'm going to have to go soon. I know my wife, because I can hear my wife, and I can kind of hear, like, I can hear her showering, and then I can kind of hear, just by listening, I can kind of tell where she is in the process of getting ready, and she's going to be ready soon. I can hear it, because I just heard the hair dryer, I heard the sink. So, yeah. All right. I'll take that wisdom. Yeah, don't, and that's what I mean by over engineering. Like, you know, yeah, like you could do it with an abstract base class, but do you need to? Like, yeah, like, I mean, I'm definitely guilty of that. Like, I'm guilty of like learning a new feature in a language, and I'm like, oh, I want to use that, and I'm like, oh, I could use it here. Yeah, you could, but does that mean you should? All right. Where were we? Oh yeah, I wanted to see. Let's run this, and let's see if I can still interact with the lamp. And oh wait, why did that? Why didn't that breakpoint hit before? Okay, well. Where are all these breakpoints coming from? This is weird. Okay, now you. Oh, well, I don't have the functionality to do that. Okay, so the raycast it's going to be looking around, and then what I need to do is I need to test if the hit collider is a friendly NPC. I think I was trying to get too fancy. Okay, so I'm not thrilled that clear focus is going to be called on every frame. I'm not thrilled about it, but again, I don't want to do premature optimization. So if it becomes a problem, we'll deal with it then. But I'm not 100% convinced it's going to be a problem. I'm kind of relying on it. Okay, so let's see at the AI. The AI slop. Let's see. It says, okay, if the tag is a friendly NPC, the sun is okay. Then that. Okay. When I asked the professor if we would ever see this on Thursday during algorithms class, they taught us about quicksort and how to implement it. The funny thing is, when I asked about the professor if we would ever see this in production, he replied with a sad face, no. And I said, we're just going to use it. We're just going to use an internal framework, right? Pretty much. But the thing is like learning those things, like how to like write a quicksort, how to write a binary tree. It's like learning how to add fractions. Like, are you ever really going to use it? No, I'm just going to use a calculator or you know, a computer. But you still need to know how to do it. You still need, because you need the foundational pieces. I guess, well, like in the math example, it's like, you know, well, when will I ever have to use, oh my God, what was the name of that algorithm? FOIL, like what FOIL to expand binomial to power, what are they called? A two power, or it's not two power. Squared, I guess squared polynomials. Like if you want to break out squared polynomials, if you have a it's not base 2, I guess power 2. There's another term for it, I can't remember, But if you want to if you have a polynomial where the highest x is to the second power, and you want to break it up, then you can do that with using the FOIL method. You probably learned about that if you took like a trigonometry class in school. You use FOIL. Now, when are you ever going to use FOIL in the real world? Never, but you still need to know how to do it. And actually FOIL, well, that's probably a bad example actually, because if you go into mathematics, you actually do use FOIL quite a bit. Anyway. Okay. So this is going to... I just want this to hit easily. Afternoon, I sent a PR. Oh, nice. Not sure. Did you make the links? Why is this not hitting? He's looking at me. He is following me. My Cyclops son is definitely following me. Oh. Well, that is telling. Let me see. That... Okay, but it wasn't until I pushed him that I was able to actually get the menu to show up. Not sure says, yep, I made the links and some other stuff. What's the other stuff? I want to know what the other stuff is. I would sooner... I was getting ready to make a really bad joke. I would sooner have unprotected sex with a prostitute before I would check in a PR code I didn't understand. That's bad. Okay, so look, I'm pressing E, doesn't do anything. If I push him, and now I press it. Okay, why? Camera collision. Camera collision for what? Like, are you talking about like in third person view? Let me see. So like this, like, so the camera doesn't go through the walls? Like that? All right. The camera, yeah, the camera clips into the walls. So what I'm saying is, did you fix that? So like the camera will, I guess, you know, it'll just like, it'll do like in a real video game. In first person, the camera clips into the walls? Where? The camera is inside the player. So if the camera is clipping into the walls, it's really the player object that's clipping into the walls. All right. I want to understand why this guy doesn't like have any kind of, I'm going to ask AI about that. Let me see. I fixed the first-person camera on Windows. Like on the operating system Windows are in Windows. Like on like apartment Windows. All right. Let me see. All right, I'm going to ask AI. Okay. Okay. The Sun NPC, I'm unable to interact with it unless I push it and it moves. Then I'm able to... Then my raycast hits it just... My raycast hits it just fine. If I don't move him, then it's as though the raycast never sees him. Hopefully this is like, yes, that old bug from, or that old issue from Unity. Because I've noticed that like in the past month or so, ChatGPT's gotten a little more chippy Stand on a window ledge. Also, there are no collisions on the glass. You can just jump through the window. Well, maybe that's a feature. Maybe, you know. What did I tell you? I said UI was going to be like, it says, this is a classic issue, and it almost always comes down to one of two things. Fix. Add a collider to the Sun NPC. I thought I did. Oh, I didn't. Okay. Capsule collider. Okay, let's try that. Okay, excellent. Yep. The collider did it. All right, my wife just went downstairs, which I know means she's sitting downstairs dressed with her hair all, I mean, we're literally going to Target, and she had to like shower and like, well, I mean, I'm going to shower too, but she had to like blow dry her hair. I'm sure she's put like you know how women are. Like I don't understand it. All right, let me check this code in. Your son is a pickle. Yes, he is. And he's a pickle, a Cyclops pickle. Thank you very much. He is a Cyclops pickle that's looking at me. You know, this irritates me. I was hoping you guys are both here because I wanted to talk about that optimization thing when both of you were here, and I have to go. So it now turns out that I'm the one that doesn't have time. Oh, yeah. So that's what you fixed. Ah, okay. What about on the doors? Can you just walk through? No, you can't. Oh, Jesus. Oh, they're coming for me. Oh, wait. No, where are you? Oh, that's another issue. Did you fix that? You see how like they're shooting through walls? Whoa! Oh, Jesus. Get away. I need to be able to fight back. Na boo boo. You're stuck in doo doo. All right, my son's just sitting here. He's like, Dad, what's going on? I'm like, go, sacrifice you. No, didn't fix the wall shooting. I know, I was mostly joking. Okay, so yeah, all right. So there's still a lot to do here, right? Because all it does is just display a menu that I can't interact with, and yeah. So anyway, all right. Let me check all this code in. All right, so I will be back later tonight. Actually, I don't want to promise that. I'll work on this tonight. I'll look at your PR tonight. I may stream tonight. I'm going to have to see if I'm allowed. Let me see. But no, it's not a matter of being allowed. Actually, I haven't hung out with my wife in a while. So let's see. Okay, working on a menu for friendly NPCs. I need to rewatch this stream. This looks cool. Well, I did a lot of this off stream. I just started streaming like 20 minutes ago. A lot of like the pickle and like all that was all off stream. I just started streaming like 20 minutes ago, so you really didn't miss much. All right, I am going to head out because I need to shower, and I you know, yeah, I know somebody's downstairs, and every second that goes by, she's getting more irritated. Every second. So I'm going to go do that. I might be back later on tonight, guys. I don't know. If not, I might be back tomorrow. I don't know. Weekends are kind of iffy, but if I'm not back at all today or tomorrow, I'll definitely be back on Monday evening at 7 o'clock. But hopefully I'll see you before then, because I do want to talk about that thing. Now I've built it up so much, it's going to be very anticlimactic. Just, you know, oh well, that's life. All right. I'll talk to you later. Bye, guys.